This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, being brought to you by our good friends over at Taco John's, serving up those delicious sirloin steak burritos. Have you had one? You definitely need to try one, whether it's for breakfast or lunch or dinner. Taco John's serving them up right now for a limited time here in Cheyenne. We also want to thank Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service over on Highway 30, your exclusive home for Jayco RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and a lot full of some good-looking Jaycos. And again, great financing packages, great prices as always. You'll find it only at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delray, serving up 3 delicious squares Monday through Saturday, right across from Menards. Again, graduation season is now officially upon us. Go to CheyenneChicken.com. Check out what they can do for a catering of your party. Chick-fil-A does a marvelous job. Matter of fact, maybe having an office gathering. They can even do a breakfast cater out for you. Chick-fil-A here in Cheyenne at the corner of Windmill and Delrange. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way, your home for a great family of Kia vehicles right now, including the all-new 2019 Telluride. Check out what my good friend AJ and the crew have for you over at Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank ×2. Banking done the old-fashioned way. Guys like me who like the customer service thing, the techie thing like Nick likes, and everything in between can be found at Platte Valley Bank, located 2 locations, on Vanda High on the north side, of course on the east side at the corner of College and Pershing. Medicare Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical needs with your doctor's prescription. Let Gene, his great staff, fill those same prescriptions and explain those medications to you. Same location as always, right next door to Texas Roadhouse. Medicare Pharmacy, open Monday through Saturday. Lennox Auto Body ×2. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. Family-owned, family-operated for a quarter century. Check out the Auto Glass and Detail Center. Remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean on Pershing, and the Auto Truck and Repair Center over on Dunn Avenue, which Nick will be there coming up in June, right?
June 4th.
That's how busy they are.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Hey, busy is good. First Year Bank, our good friends over at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Again, offering a great APY right now, 3.10% on a 27-month CD. Mondello's Pizzeria directly across the street, open 7 days a week. And again, Paisan cuisine at its best, the East Coast style paisano food that is always made fresh and delicious. Joe's been here for 30-plus years, so kind of tells you the reputation speaks for itself. Mondello's Pizzeria, delicious eats all the time. 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. Marv's Plumbing and Heating, 1515 Logan Avenue. You know they're on the job 24/7. Whatever. Water heater, air conditioner, your heater, if you happen to still have that running, let Marv's Plumbing and Heating come on by and do those said repairs. Again, they're there 24/7, 1515 Logan Avenue, another longtime friend here in Cheyenne. And we get things underway as we welcome back for yet another season with us. Pepsi of Cheyenne, sponsoring our Pepsi scoreboard. Will and the gang over here in Cheyenne. We thank them so much for being a part of our scoreboard.
Well, they never went away. They've always been there.
Well, I know, but you do the courtesy thing. You always want to make sure that everything's cool and fine, and of course everything's cool and fine. So we go to the scoreboard first with Nick. He's got some soccer action. So let's see.
Soccer, baseball, a little this, a little that. We'll start on the soccer side with state tournament happening up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Earlier games as both boys and girls got it at least underway today, 9 a.m. and 11 up there in Jackson Hole. For Cheyenne East, Lady T-Birds, unfortunately, they're going to be moving to the consolation bracket after they lost to Rock Springs Lady Tigers 4-0. So for Cheyenne East, they are moving to the consolation bracket. For the Central Girls, however, they defeated Star Valley by a final of 8-1. So Cheyenne Central, the Lady Indians, they will be moving on. On the boys side of things, East boys, well, they had a tough one of it, but they took care of at least business against Green River, the Wolves, and won that contest 2-1. So they will be moving to the semifinals. And for the Central High Indians, fortunately, they lost to Jackson Hole. They lost that contest 2-0. So that's a little update from state soccer. For baseball, at least on the local side, Cheyenne Post 6, who we will talk to in a few short minutes, they were in action yesterday in Laramie, taking on the Laramie Rangers, where it was a fun one. How about this for a little offensive action? They got the victory 20-13 against the Laramie Rangers. So it's a little.
The Rangers was at the 1-yard line as time expired.
Yeah,
it was a good game.
Basically, that's what happened. But either way, though, Cheyenne Post 6 does get the victory. They moved to 12-5 overall. And last but not least, NHL action for tonight. It is Game 4 in the Eastern Conference Finals, where Carolina, the Hurricanes, will be hosting the Boston Bruins, who lead that series 3-0. You can see that game at 6 o'clock tonight, and it is on NBC Sports Network. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
Major League Baseball, some matinee performances. The Nationals have defeated the Mets today, 7-6. It was the Brewers crushing the Phils in Philadelphia, 11-3. How about the swinging A's? I mean, they put it on the Tigers today, Co-America, 17-3 as they beat the Motor City Kitties. Rangers, 16-1 winners at Kansas City against the Royals. Games getting underway. Matter of fact, we're going to have a short program today, so they'll be getting underway here in the 4 o'clock hour. Orioles at the Indians, Cubs and the Reds at 4:40. 5 o'clock hour have the Cardinals and the Bravos at SunTrust Park. Blue Jays in the 6 o'clock hour will take on the White Sox. 8 o'clock hour we'll have the Twins and the M's at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. And the Padres will return to Petco. They will entertain the Pittsburgh Pirates. We move on to the NBA scoreboard. The Golden State Warriors, still Kevin Durantless. They will host the Trailblazers in Game 2 at the Oracle Arena. That will tap around 7 p.m. our time. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Hi, I'm Alex White, tea master at Pure Leaf. When I make tea, everything I know goes into it. You can't be impatient. When I craft Pure Leaf iced tea, I don't take shortcuts, because I want you to have the same amazing taste of iced tea that I do. So I start with fresh picked tea leaves. Then, after they're delicately dried, I blend and brew them at a lower temperature to draw out their unique aromas. And then I taste and fine-tune the blend for a delicious smooth iced tea. I'd love to have you take a sip right now, but that's one thing we can't do over the radio. But you can experience the same delicious taste of Pure Leaf iced tea anywhere you are. I'm Alex White, Pure Leaf Tea Master. Pure Leaf, our thing is tea.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480KRAE.com.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
At Medicap Pharmacy, we concentrate on nothing but your medications and your health. Each location is a locally owned full-service neighborhood pharmacy. We won't make you walk through aisles and aisles of stuff or wait in a long line. Instead, we'll always make time for you by listening, answering your questions, and explaining your prescriptions.
Medicap Pharmacy, we'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 79. Then tonight, it'll be cloudy with lows around 44. On Friday, it'll be mostly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon with highs around 65. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with rain showers likely with lows around 38.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com, and our weekly get-together with the skipper of the Sixers, Post 6 skipper, that being Lain. And, and it's interesting, Nick brought up the point, it's tough enough that you got to battle top-notch competition up and down here in Wyoming, and then as you head into Colorado and once in a while sneak into Nebraska, and you always got to battle the elements, especially here in this part of the world. I don't know how you guys do it, but and again, we don't have all of the amenities like a Coors Field. We don't have heating elements underneath Powers Field to dry things out. Again, you always have that backup. I mean, is that backup like getting old sometimes? That we got to go up to the the hitting academy, the Wyco up on South Greeley. For you as a skipper, does that just drive you nuts?
Yeah, we're still feeling some of the effects of not being outside as much as we wanted to. The way our weather pattern has gone is every weekend is playable, and then all week long it seems like we can't get enough work in, and so I think that's affecting our play a little bit at this point in the season. Getting into the academy over and over and over again, you can get a lot done in there, but it does get tedious going in to work in that space. So we're looking forward to school getting out here pretty soon and kind of getting our seniors graduated and locked in, and getting some better weather moving our direction, and getting to spend a lot more time outside.
As we're alluding to, at least weather, expected thunderstorms for this kind of rest of the week, and then even possibility coming up Sunday and Monday. Even snow has been in the talk again here in the city of Cheyenne. So, but at least for you, Cheyenne Post 6 will be heading up to Rapid City this coming at least weekend. But before we get to what's happening this weekend, let's go back to last weekend here in town, at least capping off at least a little homestand over at Pioneer Park, seeing Casper Oilers 3 times, then also to the Gillette Rough Riders. 2 against Casper, at least Oilers, 2 victories on Saturday. Sunday, a little rough going of it, but just give us your overall thoughts of this past weekend for Cheyenne Post 6.
Yeah, it was a good weekend, I thought. Taking 2 out of 3 against Casper, and seeing the arms that we saw from them, and being able to perform and produce offensively against those guys. I thought we played well. We 10-runned them in the first game, and we've got that series back to even now, 2-2. Got to play Gillette for the first time, and we've had a couple games here in a row where we just haven't been clean defensively, and that kind of bit us against Gillette. So like I said, we've got to get more work in defensively. We've got to spend a little bit more time getting our defense locked in and ready to play. And that was kind of the effect up in Laramie as well. So I think, we've got a good baseball team here. We've got good players. We just got to get ourselves locked in and rolling.
As we talk about the weather, and also, too, with some of your seniors, or at least majority of the team, still dealing with school at Cheyenne East, South, Central, wherever they may be. But once we get past kind of out of school, and with the weather talk that we do have with rain showers, thunderstorms, hey, we are at that point of the year here in the Cap City. But as you stand right now, practices are kind of those afternoons, especially due to school. But do you have that opportunity to say, hey, we're looking at the forecast, afternoon showers. All right, let's bump it up to 9 a.m., 10 a.m. once we get out of school. Do you have that flexibility, would you say?
Yeah, the city works with us pretty well. They like to try to keep us 1 p.m. or later if possible, and that makes sense so that their ground crews can come in and do the necessary work on the facilities to keep that clean and upkept. And so for the most part, we try to stay in the afternoon and give them the ability to do that. But they do work with us pretty well. If we've got a day where weather is going to be pretty bad and our only option is to get in early, they'll work with us and give us a chance to do that.
When you're playing 1-0's a cool deal, 2-1, 5-3, whatever the case may be. But you get those anomaly games once in a while. Last night, 20-13. And I, like I said, I remember seeing a BYU Wyoming contest where the winds were blowing and it was 24-14 or something like that many years ago when I went out there. So did you have one of those type of anomaly games last night? Reading the captions of what happened last night. You saw a lot of arms, that's for sure, in that game.
Yeah, we did. It was a long baseball game. It almost took, it was right at the 4-hour mark for a 9-inning contest. We had one inning defensively that got away from us where we gave up a 7 spot and made several mistakes that kind of let them come back and stay in the baseball game. But I was very pleased with the way we pitched, and that's surprising to say in a 2013 baseball game, but I thought we threw the ball very well yesterday from several different arms. And we're getting our work in during the week with those pitchers and extending the depth of our pitching staff week by week. And obviously we swung the bats very well yesterday, and to be able to put up 20 runs, we were doing a lot of things right at the dish. So just defensively, 1 inning got away from us a little bit, and that's good for us. We got to play a little bit more baseball and keep working and find out what areas we need to be able to improve if we want to win a state title.
The situation over at Cowboy Field, correct me if I'm wrong, it's still grass if I remember. So the difference, obviously, because we're turf infield with grass outfield, are the infielders struggling a little bit with just the grass situation?
Yeah, that might play some part of it. They're going to get more comfortable the more we play, the more we be on the road, because you're going to be on a lot of the grass dirt situation. And early in our schedule we've played a lot of home games and we've been on the turf for quite a bit, so it's good for us to get over there and see that and get on the road here. We're about really starting this weekend, we're going to spend quite a bit of time on the road moving forward. So we're excited for the challenges that brings, and it's going to make us better and keep testing us in different ways.
Speaking of being on the road, again, Cheyenne Post 6 will be on the road going up to Rapid City, South Dakota, as you will take on the Hard Hats once again. Saturday doubleheader, 5 p.m. at least tentative start time, 7:30 for that second game on Saturday, and then Sunday's contest, 12 noon, there again at Fitzgerald Stadium, taking on Rapid City Hard Hats, team you've already seen down here at least at home, now going up to their enemy territory, so to speak, but just give us a little recap, or at least what to expect of Rapid City now heading up to their territory.
Well, one thing you can expect too, Coach, and as well as I do up there at Fitzgerald Stadium, they're going to bring a lot of folks out to watch baseball.
Yeah, it's an awesome environment to play baseball in, and they've got a big stadium, and they have a very good club. We played very well when they were in town a couple of weeks ago and were able to win 2 out of 3, but all games were tight and hotly contested, and we expect the same thing going up to their place. And, just the atmosphere, their crowd, that they'll play better than they did in Cheyenne being at home for sure. And we're going to have to be ready to be up to the challenge and see if we can come away with some wins.
Now, 17 games into the season as you focus 3 more coming up this weekend, 12-5 overall for the at least standings for Cheyenne Post 6. Something that we talked with Coach Adam Galicia about Cheyenne Extreme. I'll ask you the same at least question for you, Ty, is 12-5, 17 games in. Is this above expectations for the record for you? Is it meeting expectations, or are we did you see him being perfect at this point in time?
Well, you'd always hope to be perfect, but right where we are right now is a good place to be. 12-5, and we've played really some good competition early in the year. We've played a lot of games in state, and like I've said for the last couple of years, the state is getting better and better, and they've really shown that over the early part of this season, and it's been good for us to know, get an eye on the teams we're going to have to compete against and start getting game plans and things together of what it's going to take for our club to win a state title. And, we're excited about where we're at. We know we have a good team. 12-5 against the competition we've played is a good spot to be. And the schedule will keep getting tougher and tougher as we go throughout the summer, and it'll keep teaching us a little bit about our club.
Again, real quick before we let you go, Coach, and we'll get a chance to chat with one of your players, you're getting looks at Casper. Again, Casper's throwing their number 1s at you. You had a chance to see Gillette. Again, these are the teams that are expected to be above you this year. Again, you guys are not getting the love like you've had in the past. I guess the confidence for the young guys, knowing that, hey, they may get all the press, but we're actually better.
Yeah. And winning that series against Casper and Cheyenne was big for our group and for our younger players to go out there and say, okay, yeah, we can play right in with anybody, we can beat anybody. And, we expect that not only in the state of Wyoming, but we expect to go compete and be able to beat anybody around the country. And our guys have been doing that since a young age, going through our program, competing against the best at a younger level. And nothing really should change now that you're on the varsity here. You've been competing and playing against the best, and we're going to continue to do that. And it's good. Our state is as good as it's ever been, and to know that we can go out and play with anybody and win is going to give us what we need moving forward in our season.
Final thought from me here, asking you, because you said something there that just struck a chord. From Pops down to you, and again, everything that's been in between. What makes this program so special? And again, this is a tribute to both you and what your dad has done, along with your brother. But again, when you think of baseball in the state of Wyoming, the first name that pops up is Post 6.
Yeah, for sure. The biggest thing has been our schedule over the years and the places that we've been able to go play and the teams that we've competed against. And, we've done a great job of being able to make a name for ourselves in Cheyenne, Wyoming, across the Front Range and really across the Northwest region and the country. And anywhere you go in our area, if you're talking Cheyenne Post 6 baseball, people know what that is. And we've done a great job competing at the highest of levels and, beating the best and played against the best. And it's special. It's different. Not every high school program is being able to have the opportunity to travel around the way that we do. And we look forward to that. That part of our schedule is coming up here quick, and our guys are excited about it, and we're ready to go show what Cheyenne baseball is all about.
We're going to take a timeout. I'm sorry,
I was going to say, baseball road trips, absolutely, but also, too, before we go to that break as well, too, do want to say, as well as we have this opportunity live on air, since he is in person, since we said it at least earlier this week.
That's right.
Absolutely happy little belated birthday to you, head coach, as well, too, Ty. Again.
Still under 30?
Still under 30. One more to go. Appreciate it, guys.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Gosh, I remember that 20, and I don't. It'll fry my brain here. Go ahead and introduce our next guest while we go to the break here, Nick.
Well, our next guest, we'll talk with Cheyenne Post 6, as we alluded to, a player. We'll talk with Aiden Colgan. At least we'll get his thoughts and introduce the city of Cheyenne and whoever else is listening to at least one of the Post 6 Sixers players.
All right, we'll be back after this time out here on 1480 KRAE.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Human history has shown anything is possible with inspiration and hard work. The 4-minute mile, a man on the moon, a water skiing squirrel, and now sirloin steak burritos from Taco John's.
Sirloin steak burritos are back at Taco John's. Stuffed with hand-carved sirloin steak and bold flavors like the melty, savory grilled cheese steak burrito, plus steak and shrimp or steak and potato olays. And for the morning, 2 steak and egg breakfast burritos. Sirloin steak burritos are back, but only for a limited time. Olay the Day at Taco John's.
Right now, it's time to head over to Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service for low prices on outstanding RVs in Wyoming. Your local, exclusive Jayco dealer wants you to check out their closeout deals, as well as their 2019 inventory of trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. You can save up to 30% on select models with approved credit. You can find them at 6102 East Highway 30. Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service is a proud sponsor of LCCC men's and women's basketball, also our local high school teams, too.
You're looking for fun and style? Then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
Are you tired of paying ATM fees? Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank in Cheyenne. Use your Platte Valley Bank ATM or Visa debit card at any ATM anywhere. We won't charge you a fee on our end, and we'll reimburse any fee you incur at any other ATM. That's right, no ATM fees at Platte Valley Bank. How about that? Platte Valley Bank, 3310 North College Drive and 421 Vanda High Avenue, or pvbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
community banking for you.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Cheyenne Regional Medical Group Endocrinology is excited to welcome Dr. Mohammed El Rafai. Dr. El Rafai is board certified in endocrinology and internal medicine. As a type 1 diabetic himself, Dr. El Rafai knows the first-hand struggles that his patients face. His goal is to ease your concerns and help you enjoy a happy and healthy life. To schedule an appointment with Dr. El Rafai today, call 307-996-1560 or visit us at CheyenneRegional.org/appointments.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. We hook you up yet with another Post Sixer on our program. He is Aiden Colgan, and we welcome him to the program. Big strapping young guy, about 6'4", 6'5". Let me ask you this question. We know that you're a senior, counting down the days to graduation.
Yeah, I sure am. I'm ready to get out of here, get focused on baseball, and see what I can do past high school, get into my career, and see what else life has to bring me.
Are you what's the next step for you? College?
Yeah, I'm going to go to college. Right now I'm looking at Carroll College up in Helena, but if I can get some offers this summer, I'd love to go play baseball. But plan right now is just go up to Helena.
And again, you are a senior, correct, at Cheyenne East, at least with the Thunderbirds. Give us a little, at least we have an understanding of what you're doing at Cheyenne East. But besides baseball, what else have you done, at least athletic side, for the East Side Thunderbirds?
For East, I also played varsity basketball for Horsley this year. Came up short in the state title, or in the state tournament, but I really liked what we got there, and that program's on the right way now.
And we had one of your teammates on yesterday who signed a letter to head to LCCC, one Eric Oliver. So, again, it's almost like an East high school reunion here on 1480 KRAE. What positions do you play on Post 6?
Post 6, I play first base and right field. Got my start in right field last night against Laramie.
How'd that go for you, at least dealing with the first start of the season?
It was pretty good. I really enjoyed it. Had some good reads out there. I mean, could have worked on a couple things better, but for the most part, I did pretty well.
Even with your first start, and as we talk about Laramie in Cowboy Field, wins are an issue. Did you ever find that being an issue of, again, getting adjusted? First time seeing that. Have any issues last night dealing with that?
Last night, no, the wind wasn't too bad out in Laramie. It was actually a pretty nice night. Sun was a little rough at the beginning of the game, but it went down eventually. So other than that, it was pretty good.
So as we get an understanding to get playing basketball with Cheyenne East, with the Thunderbirds, being a part of that successful team now with Cheyenne Post 6, but talk to us, how'd you get into baseball? I mean, did you start as kind of in the youth leagues here in Cheyenne, or is it something where we've talked with a few other players, they kind of joined in kind of the recent years, but give us your little, at least, introduction of how you got to where you are right now with Post 6.
I started playing for the Raptors, so the little feeder organization that used to be a thing. And just grew up watching Post 6, knew I wanted to be out there. Wanted to be the best in the state like Post 6 is. And so after playing Raptors for most of my career, I moved up into Post 6 and have been in the program for 5 years now.
Now you're sporting about the late 90s, early 2000s Angels hat, but that's not your favorite team. You like to collect hats. You're like me. I've got a drawer full of the entire major league, like shirts. So give us your favorite team in Major League Baseball.
I mean, I wouldn't say I have a favorite team, but if I'm going to go with one, I'll probably go with the Rockies.
There we go. Finally somebody who's a Rocks fan. Have you been down to many games at Coors Field?
Yeah, I've been to quite a few games down in Coors Field, but I go to a lot of spring training games down in Goodyear. So I get to see a little bit of everybody.
So you see Cleveland, you see Cincinnati, because that's the spring training home. You know, when you get a chance to look at the majors, and you know, that's the dream. We'd be lying to each other that, hey, I want to, you know, be like Brandon Nimmo and make that step up to the majors,
which is a legitimate possibility.
But do you watch these guys? You know, like first baseman. You know, you're a first baseman or right fielder. Chuck Nasty's a right fielder for the Rocks.
How about the future Hall of Famer Todd Helton as well too as a first baseman?
Todd Helton. You know, do you try to emulate some of these guys? Do you watch their style? Do you understand their weight programs? What do you try to get out of these guys?
I like to go and watch and see how they play catch, warm up. That way I can better my arm the best I can. I also like just to get out to the ballpark, and I like the atmosphere that they bring to the field.
So at least talking as we're trying to get an understanding of your future kind of goals right now, obviously looking to head up to Montana, but is baseball something that you're passionate about of continuing on as possibly getting in the pros or at least in some minor league fashion, or kind of give us an outline of the next few years for yourself, Aiden?
If I could, I'd really like to just get some college ball in there. Probably not looking any further than that, but some college ball would be really fun, I think. And that's about all I would go to.
Being one of the older guys on Post 6 this year, and as we talked to Coach, and 12-5 this season, and again, I'm going to throw this out, probably every one of you guys that come in here, where we were at the Bash, and Coach mentioned that, you know, they're looking past Cheyenne this year. I mean, do you take that kind of personal that I don't want to say the state, but a couple teams are looking past you right now?
Yeah, I do. I really don't like how, with all the past that we have, that we get overlooked for what we've done. I think it's I like the opportunity that we have this year to go up to Gillette for the state tournament because I want to prove everybody wrong. Everybody's expecting Gillette to win up there because they've won the past two or they've knocked us out of the past two that have been up there. But I'm ready to change the tide a little, and I know we've got a lot of pressure, but they've got just as much pressure on trying to keep that tradition going.
Well, you know, at least from especially playing for basketball at Cheyenne East under Coach Rusty Horsley, and that at least core over there. But you know, it's always a good time when you go up to Gillette and beat any of those teams up there. So, but as we're talking about for Cheyenne Post 6 and just kind of being overlooked, at least with Casper Oilers being the favorite so far in the state of Wyoming, is that something where you in that veteran kind of role with Cheyenne Post 6? Is that something of a motivating factor to the younger players, a part of this team, to go, hey, let's go out here and prove something. Let's prove to these Casper teams. Let's prove to Gillette. Let's prove to Laramie, hey, we're better than them. We need this respect.
Yeah, I agree. I think that really does help with our younger guys. Before games, we always talk about who cares what people think. Let's just go out there and make what people think become reality.
Well, we want to thank Aiden Colton for joining us here on 1480 KRAE. Again, one of our Post 6 players that we introduce you to each week. And again, congratulations being part of the class of 2019. We wish you all the best and continued success with Post 6. We're going to take a time out. We're going to be back with more right after these words here on 1480 KRAE. Are you thinking about buying a new water heater? You could spend $1,300 or more on a gas-fired water heater. Or you could spend $0 on a top-of-the-line electric water heater from High West Energy. That's right, $0. High West members can upgrade from gas to electric without spending a penny. Don't you wish all decisions were this easy? Go to highwestenergy.com to learn more or call 307-245-3261. High West Energy, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOY FM and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOY. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures, makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Don Morris at 307-637-0301.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For tonight, it'll be mostly sunny with highs around 79. Then for tonight, it'll be cloudy with lows around 44. On Friday, it'll be mostly cloudy with a chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon with highs around 65. And on Friday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with rain showers likely with lows around 38.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Thanks once again to Post 6 manager Ty Lain joining us, and Aiden Colgan, who, again, is a senior at Cheyenne East, first baseman and right fielder as of last night.
Former basketball player as well that we've called his name a few times here on broadcast, at least myself and Chris Bolton, again, playing under Coach Rusty Horsley, and also to Jeff Bailey. Again, Cheyenne East basketball product out there, again, with those successful teams that he mentioned, again, was at least a little upset that they didn't get that state championship as everyone thought they did, but hey, that's how things roll, I guess, at least coming up, especially as we're seeing in soccer state tournament right now, where, again, a few favorite teams ended up exiting early. That'd be one, at least the Cheyenne Central boys, who were number 2 ranked in the state, ended up getting upset in Jackson Hole against a Jackson Hole team, where, again, Central High boys will be moving on to the consolation bracket in the state tournament coming up.
Moving from high school, let's move into the professional ranks, and we were talking off air, and again, a shortened program, and my apologies again, I'm being just pulled 8 different ways right now, and I want to make sure I can devote my time here next hour to answering some questions from people that are fixing stuff for me, and again, pretty happy here with 1480 KRAE. Looks like it's starting to work its way back into top form, but last night, and
I was correct on both.
Well, let's go first to the ice, because now I believe San Jose lives a charmed life. And you saw it, I saw it, replay showed it 8 different ways.
At this point, I mean,
but let's be real.
You move
How
on.
can the National Hockey League, how can that officiating crew blow that one last night? San Jose was smart. They went off the ice.
Yeah.
They got the winning goal. They left.
So that's what you're supposed to do. Again, where, hey, when that official raises his hand and says, hey, it's a good goal and everything, yeah, you don't, you basically go, hey, we won, cool, no argument, let's go, and move on since that. San Jose has been marred in 3 series so far, where it was Game 7 against the Vegas Golden Knights, were a controversial major that should have been a minor penalty, which proved to be the difference, where, again, Vegas was ahead in that game by quite a few goals. They didn't let it slip away, but, again, it was a major penalty that should have been called as a minor. You look at Game 7 against the Colorado Avalanche between the San Jose Sharks. You had that marred in controversy with the offsides call. And now here's this. Granted, it's not Game 7, but it's still involving the San Jose Sharks, this time against the St. Louis Blues last night, again, where that game goes into overtime. Again, this is almost commonplace for San Jose. It was something that I was joking with you off air, but it is something where is the NHL and these officials favoriting San Jose? I mean,
they've had every break though. I mean, let's be real.
They've been lucky. They've been one of the luckiest teams right now in the NHL.
It's almost like nothing has gone wrong for the Sharks. I mean,
that's why I think they'll be hoisting the cup again when Boston wins tonight and sweeps Carolina, and San Jose does move on. Again, San Jose now leads the series 2-1. I think that's why San Jose has just got some weird force behind them that's going to allow them to win their first ever Stanley Cup. And again, with this officiating, this is something that Gary Bettman in that NHL front office probably needs to take a step back and at least I wouldn't be surprised if they investigate of what's going on in the playoffs, because right now it has all been centered around San Jose, these series, and it's been basically game-winning situations that have been the cause of what's at least allowing San Jose to kind of continue on here in the NHL playoffs. It does seem a little eyebrow-raising, a bit of what's going on here with the San Jose Sharks. Like I said, what I was saying was more of a joking matter, but there is a part of me of going, what if it is reality? What if there is something little scandalous going on here in the NHL? What if refs are...
Well, now, we brought this up yesterday with Jordan Greer.
Yeah.
Okay. And where I said, hey, there's a need for another official. Here's what's happening.
Well, his statement was more so of a dedicated replay.
A dedicated replay official. Here's that crew last night going up to the replay screen.
Again, just like the NBA, NHL's the same. 3 officials on the ice.
And you're watching this.
And when you do replay, you go back to Ivy's headquarters in Toronto.
You're watching it on the big screen. You're seeing it on TV. Again, the camera angles are the same that they're watching.
Yeah.
And
at least you would like to think so.
It clearly shows 3 different angles. The guy is touching it with his hand.
Yeah, the hand pass.
The hand pass is illegal.
Yeah.
How can they blow that one? I mean, come on,
like I said, because they've been doing it in 3 series so far with San Jose involving the Sharks team. It's not uncommon right now. It is something where the NHL is going to let it slide right now. We saw what happened after the post-Vegas series where, again, that was a very controversial contest to start out the playoffs where, hey, Vegas probably should have been moving on and probably be in this situation more than San Jose. And basically what the NHL did was what? They gave us apology to the Vegas Golden Knights. Well,
that's not good enough.
That's not good enough, clearly. Again, it had an apology not as basically front and center for the Colorado series of at least that incorrect call with the offsides. But right now I think the NHL is going to let it slide, probably say, hey, officiating was incorrect. They might say, hey, those officials aren't allowed to continue on in this series, which is a possibility. We saw that out of the San Jose and Vegas series, saying those refs are not going to continue on. But I think nothing's going to happen right now during the playoffs because the NHL can't afford a scandal, can't afford to let bad calls basically overlook what is happening right now in the NHL playoffs here in the Western Conference Final and the Eastern Conference Final, where fans are just more excited to see these hockey teams get at it. What's going to happen is in the offseason, you would like to think and hope that the NHL and the front office and the brass get together, review this, investigate it, maybe bring some outside entity to investigate it in the offseason and figure out what is going on here.
Do you really think you think anything is going to happen after this season?
I really don't.
I really don't either. And again, too, it's a shame.
Like I said, I think we're in 2019. We are in that day and age, kind of as we see with social media with big news events, is you're here in the moment. You talk about it here and now. And then the next big thing will keep your attention, whether that is in NHL, NBA, NFL, MLB. Again, you focus, news is so fast here in the 24/7 news cycle, you get focused on where, okay, well, forget about this. Oh, something new happened, and what happened in the NHL? What happened with that hand pass? I can't even remember. So I don't think what is happening in the playoffs is going to continue post Stanley Cup, or at least whoever hoists the Stanley Cup. I wouldn't be surprised it does die off and nothing happens at all. I wouldn't be surprised that the NHL goes, well, we'll take a look at it and that's it. They'll put a statement out, but nothing really happens.
I disagree because I think
they should. I'm just saying they should.
In 3 separate series now, there has been a call that has been,
like I said,
it has been a determining factor.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it has been the cause for where San Jose has won these games, and it does make you wonder if there is collusion.
So, no, I'm not going to go with that.
I do. I really do, because it's happened 3 different series for the same team, for these San Jose Sharks. Again, nothing against the San Jose Sharks. I don't think the Sharks, at least players or anything, have anything to do with this. Obviously it's on the officiating and what's going on the ice, but it does seem, yeah, at least no pun intended, it does seem a little fishy of what's going on here with the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, no kidding. But
like I said, what is the coincidence? 3 straight series,
here's what
same team?
Here's the thing that I'm seeing right now, and it's happening in all of our sports. Baseball. Now, again, you even said it too. 24/7 outlets are running it over and over and over.
But then they'll pick on something new tomorrow.
But there's 8,000 different camera angles for everything.
Yeah.
But baseball, football, basketball, and hockey, still with the human element. Okay? Again, they're still officiated by the human element.
And granted, this is also, too, kind of like with social media, where we have this understanding of things going on around the world, around the country. Again, we can keep up however we want to. Again, these calls or these injustices, so to speak, by officiating, especially in the NHL, it's happened in the past. Even when we don't have replay, or again, where you don't have that video evidence and technology like we do here in 2019. So it's going to be a little spotlighted more. But I'm just saying, this right now, I don't think this is an argument to get rid of the human element. It's just more so of that we can pick on it more because we have all these angles and everything.
But on the other side of the coin, pretty soon that human element is going to be taken away.
Yeah.
Because they keep screwing the pooch. And here's what the NHL needs to do. And again, I go back to Major League Baseball.
You need to find, at least for the NHL, you need to find a fine line between human element and also, too, taking advantage of your technology.
Well, you look at it this way. In all 4 of the sports, Major League Baseball, football, and basketball, hockey, either these guys, I know they're under contract and they have their own union.
Yeah.
Either they get fired or they are not allowed. Their suspension is not being allowed to referee in these type of games.
That's a fine line you're skating right there.
I understand that.
Again, if we upset those unions, we saw what happened in the NFL.
But you know what? You got physical evidence that they're screwing up.
That's true.
You bring it to their association. You say, I cannot have this.
But I think with the union and these at least officials, I wouldn't doubt that they bring up the argument that I just put up of saying, hey, back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, we were having these calls as well, too. We were making these calls, but we don't have the scrutiny because we didn't have the technology. We didn't have the camera angles. We don't have all the fancy, gadgets to say, yes, you did make an incorrect call. So I think that's where the NHL and the officials and everything, you have to kind of skate a fine line right now, because there are arguments of, again, we nitpick everything because we have that technology, we have that availability.
But it has to be in place now because everybody whined and moaned and bitched about it. So we got it. Now, I go back to the baseball thing, and I'm going to go back to Joe West and that crappy job he did with the Rockies game. And again, not on both sides. Joe West should be called into Manfred's office.
Mm-hmm.
And he can have representation. I don't care who brings in there. And he needs to look at that entire film and ask himself. He needs to ask himself, do I need to be behind the plate anymore?
Well, I'd hope that these officials are getting some sort of performance review or at least getting sit-down talks of going, hey.
But again, they got these unions that are so strong.
Oh, that's.
And I'm not a union buster. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, West needs to sit down face to face with Manfred. They need to look at that game.
Not even necessarily with Manfred, but hopefully they are having those talks of saying, hey, you messed up here, you messed up here, you messed up here. All right, here's what's going to change. Or basically say, again, kind of almost have contract stipulation of, well, you messed up here. Well, now you're not competing, or you're not officiating in the playoffs anymore. This is your punishment. They need to find that punishment, though, where, again, not necessarily say, that, hey, you're fired, but because you've done this so many times and it's been incorrect, you have not done your job correctly. Like, again,
you need to be suspended like a ball player. You need to be suspended. See, here's the deal, too. The NFL...
Right, like I said, you could suspend by saying, hey, you're not in the playoffs, or either, hey, you're
not doing our play. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I agree. But here's the deal, too. Think back to when the NFL officials went on strike. See, this is what gets me, too. I understand everybody wants to make more money, and I don't have a problem with that. You know, if I have it, you know, I'm going to give it. But my point is, they're always whining. We need more money. We need more money. We need more benefits. We need this. Now, the NFL referees went on strike, and then we brought in the lower officials, and everybody was, oh, we got to bring back the NFL officials.
Whoever the hell wanted it.
So they bring back the NFL officials. Correct me if I am wrong. Since those guys have stepped back onto the field, they're even worse than the crew that was on there before them.
I wonder what
we're paying them more money.
I wonder what was the biggest travesty, or at least what fans now, if you compare it to that Green Bay infamous call with these the lower refs,
right,
where that was the biggest thing. That was the biggest controversy, the biggest of outcry of saying, hey, these refs that we have right now,
the
pros are terrible. Well, go back to what we had in the NFC Championship between at least Los Angeles and New Orleans, where that was now the biggest outcry. And again, these are your union NFL referees that made this call.
Big bucks.
Yeah, they're getting paid. That made a huge mistake, a huge blown call with the pass interference. Right now it'd be interesting to take the poll of the nation right now to say, what was more detrimental to the NFL, or again, what?
But also
trying to get a level of.
I know, but also in that game too, there was 3 New Orleans calls that were blown as well.
Yeah.
I mean, where they were definitely.
I'm just saying, hey, NFL fans, take a look at where now you have your regular referees, this crew that again you fought for because you didn't like the other ones that made a blown call. Well, they still make blown calls in big games as well too, and this was again determining of who was going on to the Super Bowl. And right now, it's something of saying, hey, fans. Here's this option, and here's what you're dealing with.
And don't kid yourself about this. The officials that are doing these games are not making $60, $100 a game. They're making big bucks. Plus, they're getting per diem
benefits.
They're getting a lot of cash to do this professionally. They are professionals, just like the ball players that they're trying to officiate.
Yeah.
And, going back to talking with Jordan yesterday, and I liked what he said, and I know we got to get rolling here. I liked what he said about having that replay official on court. I still believe with the guys, and he did agree with me, bigger, faster, stronger, that they're just not keeping up with the game anymore.
Yeah.
And these guys are paid.
You're basically making an argument of saying, hey, human element, bye-bye. Bring in, mechanics, robots, whatever.
And I don't want that. But you know what?
I don't really care. Either way.
Each day, and again, what happened last night, each day it moves further and further to the mechanical eye, and you making, $1,000 a game, you're out.
I'm just saying it's either you get human element that has human error, or either we remove the human element and you put in, again, robotic or technology kind of at least element, or you're going to get it perfect 100% of the time. Or at least in theory it should be, where, again, what would you rather have? Human error, where, again, human error, it gets spotlighted at least a little bit bigger here in this day and age due to that technology aspect? Or do we just go, hey, you go bye-bye, and here we have the technology element where you're not going to have any questions.
When I'm paying $200 a ticket, and you and me are sitting, that's $400 or $500 that we're paying to see that, it better be damn right.
Yeah.
Because that cost me a lot of bread to watch that. These fans are there.
Well, you go out there.
They're not all rich people.
I'm just saying, you go out there to have fun. Oh, again,
you go out there to have fun, but you also want to see your team win.
Yeah.
You don't want to see. You can't tell me there weren't all those fans in St. Louis last night ready to just grab those 3 guys on the rink and strangle them.
Yeah.
How can you blow that call and then blow it by watching it video as well?
It happens here in town.
I understand.
I'm just saying,
that, Nick. But again, these guys are paid professionals. Start being professional. Quit hiding behind your unions and get out there and do the job you're paid to do and call it correctly. Yes, I'll give you a pass if you make a mistake, but not a blatant one like that one last night. that's a blatant mistake. And that's what's happening.
I'm just saying,
the blatancy is
Is there something more that meets the eye?
Well, if there's payoffs, then I want to know.
If
Bob is involved, no. I haven't had a phone call. I don't know. All right. We got to wrap things up here. We're going to be back at it again tomorrow. Again, apologies for leaving an hour early here today.
Will we tomorrow, though?
I don't know. Would he have if we're not here tomorrow, that's fine.
I was going to say, because I at least don't have entities on the show.
That's fine, because I've got other things to wrap up tomorrow.
I do, too.
I'm doing tech stuff right now, which I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up, it's our final night, right, of Golden Age Radio Theater, Monday through Thursday. It's